Hey everyone, welcome back to my astrology channel. Today we're going to talk about Saturn in your house 11. All right, let's get started. What is Saturn? So Saturn, as I always explain, and definitely watch my video on Saturn in house 11. Saturn is a fair elderly judge planet. It is a very karmic planet that will make sure that you do your karmic deeds right. Otherwise, you will get punished. So it brings all the karmas from your previous life into this life, and that's how you get started. And then whatever you do here in this life is how you get treated in the life. So pretty simple, right? So what is Saturn? Saturn is delay. Saturn is hard work, discipline, persistence, patience, perseverance, anxiety. Yeah, Saturn can cause anxiety. Obstructions. Saturn will throw a lot of obstructions in your way to test your patience. Saturn can cause a lot of deceits. It can cause shortcuts. It can cause you to take shortcuts, but it will punish you. So be watchful on that. Saturn rules all the way from knees down to the ankles. So you can have issues with those depending on which house it's sitting in. Let's talk about house number 11. House number 11 is your higher income. It's your older siblings. It's your awards, successes, achievements, your desires. Actually, that's the key word. House 11 is your desires. So when you work hard in house 10, your desires are to get the higher income, etc. House 11 is also your father's younger sibling and your older siblings. It is also the house of below the knees. So knees is house 10, and this is below the knees and your ankles. So when Saturn sits here, it could give you issues with that. Okay, you could have some issue with your lower part of the leg or with your ankles. You know, it could give you some ankle injuries depending on maybe you're playing soccer all the time. It could give you those kind of injuries. Saturn sitting here could cause you to have delayed relationships with your siblings, older siblings. Maybe your older siblings are dominating, or they're always trying to judge you, is what you feel. Maybe they're trying to find faults in you or trying to fix you somehow. You know, they're trying to judge you. They're trying to be, they're trying to want to make sure that you work hard all the time, those kind of things. So you will see sort of a delay in that relationship. You will see that relationship weighing on you over time, is what you will see here. House 11 is also your friends, your networks, your BNI groups. You might see that you have judgmental friends. And that would weigh on you after some point too. And that they're demanding, they're dominating, etc. Now, when house number 11 is placing its first aspect, Saturn places its first aspect on your first house, okay? What is house 1? It's yourself, your identity, it's you, how you look, how you project yourself to the world, what people see you as, how you're on the inside, what are your morals, what are your values, etc. So when it's aspecting the first house, you could, depending on, you know, the sign placed in it, how friendly it is or not, how friendly the sign is to Saturn, its aspect could give you some issues. It could give you some issues on you. It could be anything to do with you, on your physical appearance, on your mental aptitude, something to do with you as a person. It could give you issues with. But that is where you have to continue to work hard, because the third house in Kalpurush Kundali is a hard work and courage house. So you've got to show courage in that house, regardless of whatever kind of mal effect you have, or maybe you have some kind of a deformity, maybe a defect that you've been given. You have to show courage in that house. You have to persevere in spite of that defect that you've gotten. It could be a physical defect, it could be a mental defect, it could be a defect that you think there is, but there may not be one. So those are the things that you have to yourself, or maybe other people have said that that's a defect in you, and that made you believe that that's a defect in you, but it may not be. You have to give yourself the courage, and you have to grow despite those defects that you believe you have or that you may have. So that is the third aspect. The next aspect from house 11 is going to be on your fifth house. What is house number 5? It's your self-expression. It's your children. It's your knowledge, your education, your past life good deeds. It's your fame, in a sense, not from work, but more of a fame, as in how you look to others, how people see you as. So as you can kind of connect the dots, if you have any issue with that house 1 and you don't have the courage to think that you are all that you are, you may have issues with your self-expression in house 5. Okay, you may not be able to express yourself properly. So the 7th aspect tells you gotta be fair to that house. Express yourself. Go ahead and give that a shot. Go ahead and try. And it's also your children too, that you need to treat your children with fairness. Okay, maybe whatever happens, you have a defect or you have something, and you every time go out to your children and you tell them, well, I can't do it because of this, but you can. Well, remember always to treat the 7th house from you, where your Saturn is sitting, fairly, with discipline, with hard work. And that aspect will then be good. If you don't treat that aspect fairly, that aspect could turn bad. It could turn bad. It may not trust you. It may not respect you. It may not treat you back fairly. Or you may not think that it's treating you back fairly. Something like that. Now let's talk about the last aspect, and that is the 10th aspect. 10th aspect of Saturn is always a house that you have to bring up, okay? Over time, you're gonna want to bring that up. That becomes that one house for you that you have to, in all costs, bring up. And this, it's the 8th house, which is a house of transformation. So it's a house of sudden loss, sudden gain. It's a house of your in-laws, also your parents' family. It is the house of your research, your in-depth work, house of astrology, occult sciences, anything that's unknown, detective work, those kind of things. So eventually, the Saturn sitting in the 11th house is going to want to transform you. Something, maybe you're working in the detective field and it wants you to bring that up and shine in that field. Perhaps you're doing foundation repair because it's everything that's under the earth, everything that's unknown. So it wants you to bring that up. Maybe you can shine in the field of foundation repair. You could be an amazing engineer. You can be an amazing surgeon, okay? Those types of things, but you're gonna work hard. Saturn's 10th aspect from its original Kalpurush Kundali owns the 10th house. And that's a house of karma, hard work, karam. So you're gonna work very hard in house number 8 to bring it up, but you will. When you bring that house up, the kind of fame, status that you get on the inside that's relative to you is gonna be amazing. You're gonna shine in that. Maybe just in your own eyes, but you will shine. So if you have this placement, I would love it if you can go ahead and write in the comments on what your comments are. And we do personal horoscope consultations, so reach out to us. We'd love to help you out. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share, and also the bell icon so you don't miss out on any of our new videos. So thank you so much for watching, guys.